Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Julia, I am a tarot coach and this is your weekly dose of mindful tarot coaching. 3 questions, 6 cards and several interpretations are waiting for you in this short video. As always, I invite you to listen carefully, pick what resonates and following your gut feeling, create your very own individual meaning. This is very important to remember because this is going to be a general collective reading. Therefore, it has its limits and it does not replace a personal individual consultation. All right, then this was the usual intro and now we can get started. Well, if you have been following the channel, then you may know that we just had a break that was longer than I had planned originally. I went on vacation in the hope that I am going to have some fun, which I indeed had until I got sick. I was infected with COVID, and after that I was lying sick in bed for a week. And I went through an internal personal crisis as well at the same time, hating my whole life and the whole world massively. I am sharing this because this phase was a very difficult one for me. However, looking back, I can say that it was super fruitful, super productive, and what I am going to share you soon in this reading is very similar to this. So what we will see soon is very much in sync with that, and that's why I wanted to share my personal story to it. All right, then now after this teaser we can finally get started. A last disclaimer before I dive in. I have returned back to reading also reversed cards, so don't be surprised if you see some reversed ones soon. All right then, ladies and gentlemen, the next week is defined by the Hanged Man and by the 8 of Wands reversed. You may know that the Hanged Man is all about taking a break, hitting the pause button, and withdrawing, meditating, and trying to look at things from a different perspective, from an upside down perspective, and maybe even changing your mind about something. Well, this break can be something that you want to do, so it comes from you, or it can be forced upon you due to an illness like COVID or the like. And accordingly, it can also be pretty frustrating, but as I had just shared with you, it is also a very productive phase. So it's good to remember this when you have to hit the pause button. This card is paired by a reversed 8 of Wands, which is normally in an upright position, is all about the raw, fast, rapid flow of life energy when things are happening just like this. Whoom, 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 as you can see on this card. However, given that this card is reversed, we can expect that this is not going to be the case, but this kind of flow is going to be disturbed by something. If I put these 2 cards together, I would say we can expect the next week some kind of frustrations, delays. We may feel that we are stuck, or things are stuck, or things are not running as well as we would like them to happen, or this energy is kind of going astray. I think my gut feeling tells me that probably we are going to feel some kind of stagnation, and again, chances are that this will cause some frustration. However, again, make sure that you remember that these kind of phases are difficult, yes, but they can be very, very productive, as we will see soon. Now let's take a look at the next column, which is about the risks and potentials. And what we have here is pretty much in sync with what we have discussed so far, because we have here a reversed star with a reversed Four of Pentacles. The star is normally all about feeling connected, feeling aligned, being in flow, transformation, healing, authenticity, and the like. However, this card has popped up reversed, and this tells me that this is not going to be the case, or these things that I have just listed are going to be disturbed in some way. This can mean that we may feel lost. We may feel that we have lost the connection. We have lost the alignment. We may ask questions like, why me, or why now, or what's happening, or what's going on in my life, etc., etc. So chances are that we may feel uninspired, maybe even hopeless, kind of losing ground, losing faith, and the like. Yes, it can happen, but as we will see, this is also fruitful and productive in a way. But first, let's take a look at the complementary card, which is the Four of Pentacles. And the Four of Pentacles reversed tells me again, confirming this, that we may lose ground and we may feel insecure the next week, not really understanding what's going on. And this insecurity can maybe cause us to clinch too much on things or ideas, on certain values, in order to compensate our internal insecurity, right? So this is an interesting interpretation. Make sure to remember this, and make sure that when you feel like you are losing this ground, that you don't get stuck too much with certain ideas and concepts, because they may not be the right one for you. I mentioned this as well because another interesting interpretation of these two cards is that we may invest time, energy, money, and the like into things that are not leading us to the wanted results. Why am I saying this? Because this lady is pouring water with his both hands, and it is reversed, and this tells me that it can be that we are going to use our resources in an unproductive way, or in a way that is not going to help us. This is an interesting interpretation, so make sure that you are not wasting your time, energy, and the like. So, last but not least, another interesting thing here to mention, especially regarding the Four of Pentacles, is that chances are that given that we are losing connection, we are losing ground, that we are going to end up with a very narrowed down mindset, right? Because the Four of Pentacles is also about, as I have already mentioned, clinging on too much on ideas and values out of fear, right? And this is not nice. And it also means that we may end up observing things from a victim perspective or from a frog perspective. And this is, by the way, a very interesting reference back to the Hanged Man. I am mentioning this because what we see in the last column as an advice is a wonderful answer to this. Because the answer, the help, the advice is coming this time from the Word and from the Queen of Swords. Let's take a look first at the Word, which is about the big picture. This is number 21 in the Major Arcana. It is the last card in the sequence, or if we don't count the Fool, which is number 22 or 0, but that's another story. And it is also about completing things, ending a cycle, fulfilling something or reaching fulfillment, succeeding in something. And I think this is going to be especially relevant here. Again, stepping 1 or 2 steps back and taking a look at things from a bird's perspective, right? So taking a look at the whole, at the big picture. And this is a very interesting answer to this, because as we have seen here, we are observing here things from a victim perspective, from a perspective, and this card encourages us to take a look at the big picture, to look back and to understand that what we have seen so far, the delays, the frustration, losing ground, hopelessness, etc., they may suck, yes, they may bring us difficult times. However, they have their very, very important role in our lives, because our journey has ups and downs, and this is totally okay and normal. So again, this card invites us to look back to our journey and to understand that life contains ups and downs. And if we want to fulfill something, or if we want to go up first, sometimes we have to go down. I think you know what I mean. So this is one thing. Another important advice from this card is to be authentic, to be honest with yourself. Why? Because this naked woman here, this nudity, stands for authenticity. As we have already seen here, we had already this other naked woman, but in a reverse position. So chances are that she is not following her right agenda, to say so, not being true to herself. And accordingly, we have the advice here: be yourself, be authentic, and make sure that you are investing energy, time, etc. in things that are really in alignment with your true nature. Now, we have here another interesting woman, the Queen of Swords, and she is very much in sync with this, because she is a very cool one. Listen, she is a very strong woman, someone who knows what she stands for, someone who can tell the like it is, or how do you say that? Someone who is super honest, super straightforward, and someone who is not excusing herself, for standing up for herself, for making things clear, and for being herself. So if I put these two cards together, I would say be honest with yourself. Make sure you know who you are, what do you stand for, what does feel truly authentic for you, and don't be afraid to stand up for yourself. Don't be afraid to tell like it is, and to be straightforward, to be objective, critical, and correct. And this is what is going to help you. And last but not least, another important common thing of these two cards is setting clear boundaries. This is very clearly illustrated here, where we see this circle. And the Queen of Swords is also someone who is very, to say so, clear-cut regarding this, right? So use this really cool female energy, and if you cannot discover it in yourself, then maybe it's a good idea to go out for a coffee with a friend or a woman who can represent this energy and can help you, right? Because this can be really helpful. All right, then now let's take a look at the whole constellation and wrap this up very quickly again. All right, so the next week, chances are that we are going to experience some delay, frustration, and fulfillment, but also at the same time a great opportunity to take a look at things from a different perspective and change our minds. Chances are that this frustration or delay is going to make us feel insecure, disconnected, unmotivated, uninspired, and so on. However, if we are ready to embrace the whole journey with its ups and downs, if we can take a look at the whole big picture, changing from the frog perspective to a bird perspective to a big picture perspective, then we are going to understand the role of this difficult phase, and we can make the best out of it. So make sure that you are being true to yourself, you are authentic, you are honest with yourself and others, and you have the courage to communicate and also to stay on the ground as this queen does, using your mind, and this way, again, making the best out of it. Well, I think at the end of the day, it has a positive message, so I think I will stop here. I hope it has made sense for you as well. In case you liked it, please do not forget to push the like button, to share it, and to subscribe. I am very grateful for these kind of feedbacks. Now, thanks a lot for showing up. Thank you for your attention. See you again next week. Till then, take care of yourselves. Ciao.